Hello everyone, I'm Sahil from Code Help. In this video, we'll talk about arrays. Let's start with what is an array. Most of you must already know, but if you're very new and has just started, then let's quickly understand that an array in JavaScript means it is a collection of data types, means it can hold a string, boolean, number, or a mix of these values as well in a single entity, as you can see in var jsarr. But in some languages, like if you're from Java background, then an array is a collection of similar data types, which means it can't hold a combination of data types, rather a single data type, as you can see in our var Java array. But in TypeScript, it supports mixed types like JavaScript, so the array can hold single as well as multiple types. Now, moving on, as we know, we can create an array like let tsArray equal to 1, 2, 3. So now, let's say you want to have an array of 3 numbers. Now, how can you declare that in TypeScript? Basically, we want the tsArray to be an array and we want it to be an array of numbers only. So there are two things, that tsArray should be an array only and it should be of type numbers only and not any other data type. So how can you declare it? In TypeScript, you can declare this by writing colon number, which will signify the type of values it can hold, followed by square brackets, which will make it to be an array only and not anything else. Now I can do tsArray equals to an empty array. So this should work fine. Also, now we can initialize it as tsArray equals to collection of numbers 1, 2, 3. Again, it would work fine. But if I do something like tsArray equals to an array of string, so this will not work and give me an error. Also, I can't do tsArray equals to a number directly. That will give an error as well, as tsArray has to be an array of numbers and not just a number. Let me do push pop and update as well in our tsArray. So if I do tsArray.push, let me pass any number and see. So this will work fine. But now I can't do tsArray.push and let me push any string in it. It will not work and prompt an error as it's not a number, it's a string. So it will not allow me to pass a string into an array of numbers. So now let me update an item of an array to a string. That also TypeScript will not allow me to do. Now let me take out a value from an array and assign it back. So in case of assigning back to other variables, TypeScript takes care of strict type checking as well, like as we have contact above being declared as a number, then we can do something like this, contact equal to tsArray dot pop. It will allow as contact is of type number and the popped out value will be a number as well, as it's an array of numbers. But we can't do something like message equals to tsArray dot pop, as message is of type string and the value popped out will be a number. So that's how TypeScript takes care of it. So in this way we can declare an array of primitive data types having single type of values. In JavaScript, arrays are pretty flexible and allows usage of multiple data types. Like in JavaScript, you can declare an array which can hold values of multiple types like number, string, and boolean without any type declaration, as we discussed before. So if I have an array let multi-arr, it can hold a string, a number, and a boolean as well, as you can see in our example. Now, in TypeScript, how can I define the type of this array so that it allows me to store multiple types in the same array? So, for allowing multiple types, you can do that by open close parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis, we'll put string pipe number. Means you need to put all the types separated by pipes. Then after parenthesis, put open and close square brackets, which signifies that it is an array of number and string type. So it is pretty similar to declaring an array of single type. The only difference is, instead of a single type, now you need to add all the types in parentheses separated by the pipe operator. So this case is useful either when you have, let's say, 2 or max 3 types. Then you can do that by changing the types inside the parentheses, add or subtract them. Or in the second scenario, when you are pretty sure that the array will hold only these two types, a string and a number, as it will not let us store a boolean. If I do that, it will give me an error, as you can see on the screen. But in few scenarios, we are not sure what the array members types would be. So for those scenarios, it is better to use the type any, as it will allow all the types to be entered in the array, and you can enter either a string or number or a boolean, and it will not give you any error whatsoever. Also, you can leave the type and not write anything. So by inference, TypeScript will know that this is of type any, as we can see the same on hovering on the type. It automatically assigns the type by inference, but leaving it without writing any type is suggested only in case of using any type. Otherwise, you should always specify the type of variables in TypeScript. Hope this video helped you. If it did, please like it, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next lecture.